and welcome. I'm Christy Williamson and I'm your artist with Seint. Today I'm going to be going over the basics of how to apply your new Seint IIID makeup. I know you're so excited to get started, but you're probably a little uncertain on how to go about it. This video is going to get you ready to go out the door in less than 5 minutes. If you haven't already set up your new Seint IIID palette, pause this video, jump on over to my video that covers how to set up your palette, and then come back and resume this tutorial. We're going to be going over everything from color correcting through to setting your makeup so that you get all day wear. To get started, if you did receive a color correcting color, I will have called this a camo color in your color match email. That is where you're going to start. You're going to want to camouflage any problem areas that you might have. That could be acne, redness, melasma, dark spots, any of those things that require a darker shade to color the pigmentation. If you did not receive a camo color, no problem, just skip past this or watch it. Maybe you'll watch it and realize, well, maybe I could use that. Just send me an email or text or message on Facebook or Instagram and ask me about getting a camo color. If you did not receive a camo color and you want to go forward, just jump straight to contouring. To start with your camo color, you're going to go into that darker shade. I'm going to dip into amber just a little bit on the end of my brush. I'm going to be using the detail brush. And anywhere where I have a little redness, I'm just going to lightly, very lightly camouflage that area. It doesn't take much, and it's always better to start with a lighter hand. The great thing about cream makeup is that the coverage is buildable. So if you need to start light and then add just a bit more, you always can. Once you've applied your camouflage shade very lightly over your problem areas, you're going to go into your contouring. Now, if you received the detail brush, this is my favorite brush to contour with. If you didn't get this brush, go ahead and purchase it. It's always free shipping and it makes it so much easier. You can always use your fingers in the meantime if you need to contour with something else, or if you received a brush that's a little bit larger, you can try and, for example, the buff brush, use the edge here to contour. I'm going to be using the detail brush. I'm going to lightly go into Astoria, which is my contour color. These colors look super, super dark and scary, but they're intentionally dark. They're highly pigmented. The point of these colors are to mimic shadow. So we're going to go in and start our contouring underneath our cheekbones. Most of the time, that's going to be about even with your ear. You're going to go in with that edge where you applied the contour and lightly draw it on, hugging right up against that cheekbone. Doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't want to come too far down your face. You're going to go in on the other side, right about where your ear starts. Do the same thing on the other side, creating a shadow underneath those cheekbones. Then you're going to want to go in with the flat side, straight like this, and we're going to go across our temple. Now, you can go from one side straight on over to the other, or you can contour like I am, where you start in the middle and kind of swoop out to the sides. Once you've done that, you're going to dip into it again, pick up a little color, go down here under your chin, and chisel out that jawline. Just remember, a little goes a long way. There we go. Now, the next thing we're going to contour is our nose. If you aren't confident contouring your nose, you can skip this part, but it's just makeup, so I recommend you try it. I'm just picking up a little color on this edge, and then I'm stamping it or drawing a line like this off the side of the bridge of my nose. Not dead center, but not off on the sides. Up on top on the bridge on the side of it. This is going to create a shadow that gives the illusion that our nose is a little bit thinner, not as wide as it normally is. And then you can fan it out at the top to your eyebrows if you choose, or you could completely skip that. Totally up to you. At the end, you just want to kind of chop off the end of your nose with a little color, just like that. The last thing that I'm going to contour are my lips. I don't have very big lips, so I like to create the illusion that my lips are a little powderier than they are. My favorite brush to use for this is the multi-tool, but you can also use the end of your detail brush right here if you need to go around the edges. You're going to lightly dip in to your contour and just pick up a little color. You're not going to draw on your lips, but rather right below them. There you go. We're going to go up top and create a shadow up top as well. Just like that. Now, once we have our contouring done, I know it looks a little silly. We'll blend it all in at the end. It's actually going to get looking a little bit sillier. I'm going to pick up the buff brush. I'm just going to demo a few different brushes for you so that you can see how they work. This brush helps if you have large pores, if you like a full coverage, or if you have a lot of areas that need camouflaging and you end up needing to stipple your color over top so that you don't move that camouflage color. This is a great brush for that. I'm going to go into my main highlight color here, June, and I'm just going to apply it everywhere where I don't have contour, but I'm going to leave open a couple of areas. That's going to be the center of my chin, right above my Cupid's bow, the bridge of my nose up through my forehead, as well as this area right here underneath my eyes. That's where we're going to apply our brightening highlight. Now, instead of kind of swiping this on, I'm tapping in here to my color, and you can also just kind of dot it where you need it, okay? Whatever way works best for you. There's not necessarily a right or wrong. You just need to get the color on your face. It doesn't have to cover every square inch because you're going to go back later and blend it in to create one layer of makeup. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my brightening color. Now, some of you, if you have darker skin, might have a color that's a little bit more yellow like this, or if you're fairer, your color might be more super light skin toned kind of. You're just going to lightly tap into that. These are highly pigmented and they work really well with just a little bit. And you're just going to brighten up the crook here of your eye where you have that shadow. You're going to want to bring it down just a little bit here, down your face. And then if you're like me and probably 35 or over, you're probably just going to want to swoop up the side here to lift the face. If you're younger, you can get away with filling in this whole triangle right here. But those of us that get a little older, sometimes brightening up that whole area dramatically will actually accentuate our wrinkles and fine lines. Okay, you're going to want to put some here in the center of your forehead, down the bridge of your nose between that contour. Does not have to be perfect, y'all. Here on your lip, and then right here on my chin. You can see how far this goes. Just a little tap into the makeup goes a long ways. Make sure that you're starting out with a lighter coverage than you probably think you need to. Okay, so at this point, I know I look super goofy. We're going to start blending our makeup. You could go in and add bronzer or blush if you choose and blend all at one time. Experiment with that and see what works best for you. Make sure that when you're blending, if you do that, that you leave that blush or bronzer color for last, okay? So we're going to start with our highlight shades, leaving our contour for the end. I'm using the blush and bronzer brush. I'm using the smaller end, and I'm doing small circular motions all over my face. If you did use a camouflage color and you have some areas that you really need to be careful with, you can use your buff brush and lightly dab like this constantly all over your face so that you're not moving that color around that's on the bottom that you placed first, but you're blending these all in, okay? That's another option. Whoops. There we go. So small circular motions all over your face, leaving your contour for the very end. I also kind of try to leave my brightening shade for the last thing in the area that I'm currently blending. And then I work my way up my face. Maybe when you get to your eyes, you can get away with doing it without making as silly of faces as I do. Unfortunately, I make some pretty goofy faces when I'm blending up here. Make sure that you swoop up and over your eyelid and then blend the other side. All right, we're gonna move up to our forehead. Start with this lighter colors here and blend it, and then move up into our contour, blending back into our hairline. And you can already see how smooth and together this looks. It's creating this one layer of beautiful coverage. I'm gonna go to my contour under my cheekbones and not completely blend it out. I still want there to be that shadow there and definition. I just want it to look a little more natural. All right, you want to make sure that you've blended out the contour that you placed under your chin to chisel out your jaw. And last, you want to do your nose. I like to use the fluffy end of the blush and bronzer brush. Some women prefer using a perfector sponge. Make sure you get it wet so that it doesn't take off too much makeup, and then you can gently dab your nose if you find that you move your lines around with this. I don't tend to have that problem. Just lightly go back and forth to blend it in. Like that. Okay, once you have everything blended in, you're going to go ahead and add your bronzer. Now, I like to go ahead and go in with the small side of my blush and bronzer brush and dab some on where I'm going to want it. And then go back and blend with the fluffy end, but it's totally your call. You can also apply it with the fluffy end as well. Now, your bronzer is going to go anywhere that you naturally would get a sunburn. So you're going to have it on your cheeks, across your forehead, on the bridge of your nose, anywhere that you would naturally burn or get a glowing tan. And then also, I like to take it and bring it down my neck so that I make sure if this area right here that doesn't get as much sun is a little bit lighter than my chest and my face, I blend it all together. And sometimes it gets where we don't exactly want it. That's the beautiful thing about cream makeup, is you can just blend that out. Like that. Now you can go as light or as heavy with bronzer as you want. I love it, so I tend to liberally apply it. That's totally up to you. Okay, so once you have your bronzer on, you can go ahead and apply blush if you plan to wear it. I also think this makes a beautiful look, especially in the summer. So if you just want to throw on some bronzer and head out the door, then great, you're done. I, however, want to go through everything with you, so we're going to go ahead and go over blush placement. I love to use the blend brush for applying my blush, lip, and cheek colors. I'm going to go ahead and go into Hollywood today. Hollywood is a really beautiful satin pink that has a bit of a gold sheen to it. I lightly went back and forth into the color, and I'm going to make sure that I'm applying it on my cheekbones, not straight across, and that I'm lifting the face as I do it. I really love this color. I think it's beautiful. We have several colors, pink lip and cheek colors that are gorgeous. This tends to be my go-to for pink. Now, if you like to have a little bit on the apples of your cheeks, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you're not getting too close to your nose when you apply it and that you're leaving space open under your eye. There we go. All right, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and jump up to my eyes, and I'm going to fill in my eyebrows just a little bit with some of my contour. Same contour color I used on my face. The neat thing about our products is that they're all multi-purpose. I'm going to create a line down here under my eyebrow. So if you need to use your contour for your eyebrows, you can. You can also use it as a lip liner if you need to do that. There's so many different things that you can use each thing for. Your lip and cheeks can also go on your eyes if you're going for a pretty pink, romantic look. Skip on over here to this side. Perfect. Okay. Go a little more right here. So once I have my blonde eyebrows darkened up to match everything else, I'm actually going to pick up the line brush that has the spoolie on the end, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and spray it with the setting spray. And then I'm going to rub it gently into the eyebrow wax. Now you might not have the eyebrow wax, but just in case you do, or you decide that you need it in your life, I'm going to go ahead and show you how it works. So once you have the wax with the setting spray on it, you gently go in and style your brows in your preferred way to wear them. I love the fluffy eyebrow trend that's going on right now, so I tend to take the front of mine and go up, and then when I get to the arch, swoop back. Using this wax is going to help them to hold their place all day. Okay, so once you have that done, I'm going to go ahead and switch to eyeshadow. I'm going to do a really easy eyeshadow look today. I'm going to go use two of my favorite colors, one of which is Cyan. I'm just going to gently get a little color on the end of my brush and apply it here on the outside edge of my eye, doing the same thing on the other side. Like this, super easy. We're going to add that next color, Bubba, this one right here, right beside Cyan. Okay, and then I want a little bit of a shimmer. I'm going to use this powder illuminator that we have. This is Georgia. It's kind of a foil color. It's very shimmery. And I'm going to place it right here on my lid in the corner. Okay, you can even touch over here on the edge if you want. All right, and now you're just going to blend. Blend and blend and blend and blend some more. You want to start with the dark colors and blend them first, and then you can gently swoop in and blend this shimmer as well, like that. Switch over to the other eye and blend them together for a super easy and really beautiful eyeshadow look. Okay, I went ahead and added some mascara to the bottom lashes of my eyes, and now I just need to finish off with illuminator and set my makeup. So I'm going to go in and use my rose gold illuminator. I'm just going to use my finger right here to show you where to place it. You're wanting to go on the tops of these cheekbones right here. Okay? Like so. Get a little bit. You can also put it right below the arch of your eyebrow just to catch some light. Also go here on the end of your nose and right above your lips. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add a little nude lip and cheek to my lips. And if you choose to line them, you can. You could use your contour, you can use your Bella bronzer to line them. I'm just going for a really easy look here today. Okay, now if you choose to use your blend brush to put on your illuminator for your cheekbones, you can just dot into that and gently put it right there on that bone. Okay, so you can either finish with a setting spray if you got that, or the Vanilla Dust setting powder. I like to use the large end of the buff brush, or if you got the powder brush, that's perfect too. Just get some on the end of your brush. You can dust away any extra that you end up picking up. I like to set my T-zone. You can set any problem area that you have, like these smile lines, or you can set your whole face if you prefer to have a little bit more of a matte look instead of that dewy look. However, I think that is one of the beautiful things about this makeup is how you end up with a flawless kind of dewy natural look at the end. Okay, that's it for today, y'all. That's really all there is to applying this makeup. Rewatch this as often as you need. Sometimes people like to set up their video right there at their vanity so they can apply their makeup at the same time that I'm demoing how to do it. If you found this helpful, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. And I'll come back to my channel anytime so you can watch more tutorials on how to get out the door a little faster. I'm very happy to be your artist with Seint, and I hope you really enjoy applying your makeup for the first time.